how we going, guys? Mick here from Not Cartel, back with another kick-ass beer review. Going to review the Ghost of the Dreadnought Stout. Was going to do it live yesterday. No real feedback on anyone wanting to join in, so here we are. We'll just do a video. We'll get it poured up, discuss the recipe. Got the recipe sheet there ready to go. Pour it up into one of my favourite stout glasses, which is the, I guess they call it a brandy balloon or some sort. Suits the stouts really well. Get your nose right in there. Pours really nice off. Tap into this particular glass. I like them. So that's the Ghost of the Dreadnought. Nice, fluffy, compact head. Really dark in colour. Could be a lot darker, but I do like a little bit of slight red hue to a stout. Originally, this beer was a clone. I did receive a recipe for the Dreadnought beer made by Little Creatures. I've probably mentioned on other videos before. It's a recipe I find going back to, find myself going back to, because I really enjoy it. And I sort of switched up every now and then, tweak it, add some fruitier hops to it, and just change it a little bit. This one I've gone with the original base recipe that I'd always used, and switched out my 15-minute edition, which was normally Hallertau Middle Brew for the Hallertau Hersbrucker. So my bittering and my sort of the flavouring and aroma, more aroma hops that I use in this beer work really well together. They're quite similar in descriptors. They work quite well together. So we'll sip away. We'll discuss the beer as we're going through the recipe. I actually might just we might just go for the recipe first quickly. So we've seen the beer. It is starting to settle down a little bit there, still holding its head. 19 litre batch, 1061 original gravity, 1013 final gravity, 34.6 IBUs, 6.3 ABV, alcohol by volume. It's a 60-minute boil. We used the Cooper's Premium Ale Malt as the main base malt for this one, or the pretty much only base malt that goes into it. It's 5.1 kilos, 350 grams of roasted malt. That is the Joe White Maltings brand. 300 grams of the Crystal. That's also Joe White, and 280 grams of chocolate malt. 60 minute, 65 degree mash step 1. Mashed out at 75, 10 minutes, using 28 grams of Pride of Ringwood hops for bittering. One of my favourite, particularly in a stout, is to use Pride of Ringwoods, and coupled with like your Hallertau varieties work quite well. Another 7 grams went in at 20 minutes, and 20 grams of the Hallertau Hersbrucker went in at 15 minutes. It's actually, this one probably went in around about the 10-minute mark. So you sort of your Whirlpool and your Werflock edition around about that time. Hersbrucker, I really enjoy the use of Hersbrucker. Once again, they're both slightly floral, slightly spicy, so the use of Pride of Ringwood and Hallertau Hersbrucker or Hallertau Middle Brew do have quite similar, very similar descriptors, particularly for the aroma and slight flavouring. Just your standard run-of-the-mill Safale English Ale Yeast, SO4. In this case, I used the Morgan's English Ale Yeast. So I find those quite similar, pretty much the same sort of yeast, and just 18 degree, 10-day fermentation. So a pretty basic recipe. The thing that changes this for the Dreadnought, like many particularly limited release beers that come from a lot of breweries, is it's normally just the hops that they switch up from year to year. So we get, as mentioned, I think I mentioned in the podcast about the stone beer, that over the years they've changed up their hops a little bit in each release. It changes it out a bit. Also the use of their smoke malt. They use a different sort of wood for their smoke malt. But in this case, the Ghost of the Dreadnought Stout. Give that a top up. So we've spoken about the appearance, nice dark, slight red hue, the aroma, very, very nice. I mean, yeah, slightly floral, slightly spicy on the aroma. A little bit hard to pick up. When I've got the Weber going, we're doing a roast lamb, or butterfly roast lamb, on the Weber tonight. Just me and the young fella. The girls are taken off for a visit interstate for the holidays, and the young fella's off tomorrow for a camping trip. So thought I'd send him off with some smoked meat in for the taste. Roasty. It has got that floral sort of bouquet in the flavour as well. If anything, I would describe it as a little bit of a step up from the basic Cooper's Extra Stout recipe, which is it's ultimately based on anyway, and a few little changes in it. It makes it what it is. So that little bit of coming from a Cooper's Extra Stout, a little bit coming from the Dreadnought from Little Creatures, and bring them together and create my Ghost of the Dreadnought. So it is a basic. It is one of those recipes that I choose to change up every so often. It's been a little while since I've done it, so this time I've opted for the Hersbrucker. I would change it up with things like the use of talus for a little bit of a sort of a minty sort of flavour into a stout, or Sabro to give that bring that sort of coconut vibe. This base recipe is also what we're using for the next beer, which I'll put up a little sneak peek at the end of this video in regards to that. So things are going pretty good. The aim to fill another 2 kegs now. Yeah, rolling through. We're almost, I think, probably a week or two off getting those kumquats for the IPA, and obviously the use of the harvest coming through. So this is, as mentioned in the last video, it's overripe. It is called a sublime. So that someone did throw a guess in there. Sublime. So it's probably a hybrid of a sort of a lemon lime. Someone did see it when they come to pick up some Brew gear the other day. They did see it sitting there and asked if it was a bush lemon. Bush lemons are a whole lot different in appearance to this. The ones I've had in the past have been quite different, particularly when I've used them in ginger beers along with the ginger and chili. But this is a sublime, so a very nice sort of be a hybrid citrus fruit. So yeah, once again I'll throw a sneak peek of the next beer coming through, yeah, I'll throw the link up going to my Grainfather profile for this recipe as well in the comments. I have realised that you do need to open up an account to actually go in and access the recipe, which it's not a bad thing. It gives you an opportunity to just sign up to it and have a look. You might enjoy this app more than the other apps. I find it slightly more superior than others, but that's just my opinion. So we'll do that. Like, share, subscribe. I'll throw that link up down there in the description as well. And if ever you need it or you feel like doing it, then yeah, jump in, get involved, have a go. Cheers.